This is the HAPPYRUN HR-G50pro electric bike, a red and black, moped-style fat tire machine with a long bench seat, spoked 20-inch wheels wrapped in 4-inch rubber, and a chunky dual suspension frame that looks more like a compact electric motorcycle than a pedal bike. The stance is low and planted, the fork and rear shock give it a plush look, and the big LCD sits front and center like a proper dash. In person, it has presence. I can feel the extra heft the moment I roll it, and that sets the tone for how it rides. From my experience, the HR-G50pro is all about torque and comfort. It uses a 48-volt system with either an 18Ah or 25Ah removable battery depending on the trim, and a 750-watt hub motor that's marketed with a peak figure up to 1500 watts on most listings, sometimes shown higher on others. The point is simple. It pulls. Off the line, the thumb throttle snaps the bike forward with a bit of motor whine, and it holds speed on small hills without drama. The brand advertises up to 32 miles per hour. In my opinion, that number is optimistic. On flat ground with a full battery, I've seen mid-20s on the display, call it around 24 to 26 miles per hour, with either throttle or higher pedal assist. Could a light tailwind or slight downhill kiss 30? Maybe. On typical city runs, I didn't live at 32. Key features that stood out to me are the removable battery, the full suspension, the fat tires, the simple 7-speed drivetrain, and a very readable LCD. The battery pops out with a key, which makes charging at home or at the office easy and helps with security. The suspension and tires do most of the work on rough streets. Potholes, gravel shoulders, and park paths feel tame. That comfort is a big part of why I kept choosing this over a regular bike for errands. The 7-speed derailleur gives some cadence flexibility, but at higher speeds, I felt spun out. The pedals start to feel like footrests once I'm past the low 20s. That's not a knock if I treat it like a small electric moto with pedals attached. It is a knock if I expect a light, fitness-forward e-bike that multiplies my pedaling. This machine skews throttle first. Range depends on how I ride. The brand claims up to around 68 miles on low pedal assist and roughly 35 miles on pure throttle. With my stop-and-go city mix, throttle heavy, I was closer to the 25 to 35 range on the smaller pack, and more when I stayed in PS1-2 and kept speeds in the teens. For me, that's plenty for daily errands and a weekend fun ride without midday charging. Charge time is roughly 5 to 6 hours from low, and I like that I can top off the battery indoors while the bike sits locked up in the garage. The brakes are mechanical discs. They're okay for cruising, and the levers have decent feel once the cables are dialed in. Given the weight, around 95 pounds, and the speed this bike can sustain, I'd prefer hydraulics for stronger, more consistent stopping with less hand effort. I adjusted the cables after the first few rides and got better bite, but if I kept this long-term, hydraulic calipers would be high on my upgrade list. That and a brighter rear light or at least a better mounting spot. The stock taillight is positioned low and feels vulnerable. The headlight is fine for being seen and for slow speed paths, but I'd add a brighter light if I rode fast at night. Comfort is a highlight. The long seat has decent padding and space to shift my position. The brand highlights that the longer seat can carry a child or be reconfigured to a rack, and the reinforced frame supports utility use. I treat any passenger idea carefully and check local rules, but as a platform for cargo, groceries, a small backpack, or a lock, the frame feels up to it. The upright posture, the bench seat, and the squishy tires make city miles easy on the back and wrists. I also like the included horn and kickstand, and the display is big enough to read at a glance in daylight. Assembly took a bit, but the included toolkit and pump helped. The wheel, bars, and small finishing steps were straightforward. I checked all bolts after the first rides, which is a good habit on any new e-bike. The company lists a 1-year warranty and quick support. I've had a simple, friendly reply to a tire pressure question. I've also seen reports online of mixed after-sale experiences. That tells me to keep my box for a while and document any issues early. There's a real identity split here. If I expect a bike that rides like a traditional e-bike, where pedaling is the main act and the motor just adds a breeze at my back, this won't feel right. The weight, the throttle-forward behavior, and the gearing make it feel like a compact electric moto. In my opinion, that's the correct way to view it. When I lean into that idea, I enjoy it much more. I avoid chasing the max speed claim and just ride it in the mid-20s with steady torque, and it's a blast. It smooths out terrible pavement, crawls up driveways and small hills, and glides past traffic jams. The look draws attention too. The red and black paint, the chunky tires, and the moto vibe turn heads at every red light. From my experience, legality and classification are worth mentioning. With a strong throttle and a higher peak wattage than many standard e-bikes, rules can vary by city or state. I keep it respectful, ride with traffic, and stay mindful of speed on shared paths. That keeps the experience positive and avoids hassle. It's perfect for short to medium commutes, grocery runs, campus or base hops, beach paths, light trails, and anyone who wants a comfy, torquey ride without worrying about every bump. It's also great for riders who want the look and feel of a mini moto while still having pedals for backup. If stairs are part of daily life, or if I need a bike that feels light and pedal-friendly at 20+ miles per hour, this isn't the right fit. In my opinion, the biggest strengths are the motor's pull, the cushy suspension and tires, the removable battery, and the overall utility of the long seat and reinforced frame. The biggest trade-offs are the weight, the mechanical brakes, the real-world top speed being lower than the claim, and the pedal feel at higher speeds. None of those are deal breakers for me, because I treat it as a powerful urban runabout, not a roadie's training tool. I'd recommend this for riders who want a comfortable, stylish, high-torque e-bike for commuting and weekend fun, who plan to use throttle a lot, and who don't mind basic wrenching or future upgrades like hydraulic brakes and a brighter rear light. If someone wants a true bicycle feel with long, efficient pedaling at higher speeds, I'd point them to a lighter Class 3 e-bike with a mid-drive and a wider gear range. In conclusion, the HAPPYRUN HR-G50pro delivers a fun, confident ride with real utility and standout looks, as long as I manage expectations around speed and pedaling feel. Treat it like a mini electric moto with pedals, and it shines. Treat it like a featherweight e-bike, and it doesn't. For my city needs, the comfort, torque, and removable battery made it easy to use and easy to like. To learn more about the HAPPYRUN HR-G50pro, please check the comments section. Thank you for watching.